I'm sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for the entire duration. Before we start the meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and the audio should be off. Audio should be on only when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, however, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also, urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit. Hence, ensure that there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones which create hostility and discomfort for the members or guests. Let me now call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting, DTM Sourav Dutta. He is the charter member and club sponsor of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. He has been a director and he has been serving in other senior leadership roles at Target, JCPenney, and Hewlett Packard. Currently, the founder and director of an edutech startup, Proactive, and also the vice president of marketing and business development at an analytics startup. Distinguished Toastmaster, fastest DTM of District 92 and winner of several Toastmaster awards like Outstanding Toastmaster and Grand Slam Master Mentor, current Division Director of Division B, District 92 Toastmasters International. Over to you, Sourav Dutta.
Thank you so much, our Sergeant at Arms. That was our Sergeant at Arms of this meeting today, and also the Sergeant at Arms for the newly chartered the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Pranav Potan, a very new member of the Toastmasters community, but again, one of the most enthusiastic participants that we have. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav, and thank you everyone for joining our meeting today morning. So we are back with another sensational Saturday for all of you. Today, I'm extremely proud. There's a lot of things that Toastmasters has given me in the last 3 years of my association. But one thing that I'm really proud about today is the fact that today we are not one club, but two clubs. Just less than 3 years back, we started off this journey with very tentative small steps. We didn't know where to go, how to walk, what to do. We had no clue about how to conduct the meetings. And from then till here, where we have grown at a pace and at a scale where we can take this bold decision of having two clubs instead of one, to have meetings on 2 different days, one on Tuesday, one on Saturday, so that more members can join, so that logistical problems like work commitments or family commitments over the weekend doesn't prevent us from joining Toastmaster meetings, can be taken care of. At this point of time, I may even say that my dream is probably to have a Gabbys meeting happening every day of the week. A day will come, and sooner than you expect, when we will be having a Gabbys meeting happening every single day of the week, from Saturday to Monday. Different formats and different structures we will experiment, but definitely we are going to give back to the fraternity because we owe it to them, right? I mean, there's so much that we have taken from this fraternity, from this community, from all the wonderful Toastmaster leaders we have across the world. We have some very special guests with us today. But before I introduce the guests, let me also announce that we have our 54th member of the Gabbys family now joining us, which is Toastmaster Madiha Shah. Madiha Rashul Shah is the 54th member of the Gabbys family. She will be a part of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club and the 54th member of our family, and a very proud member because she started off her journey as a speech crafter. So with Madiha joining us, what essentially also happened that 6 out of the 20 speech crafters that we had have finally taken the plunge and become Toastmasters. So one of the intent of running a Toast speech card program is so that you get a trailer, a preview to what Toastmasters has to offer, and then take it forward in terms of a long-term learning. And that's what happened with these 6 people. So thank you. Madiha is not there in this meeting today. She joins our Tuesday meetings. But thank you, Madiha, in your absentia for joining the Gabbys family. And we welcome you to the Gabbys family. We have some very special guests today. Someone that I would first like to introduce is not actually a guest, but now our member, our extended family, Toastmaster Dina McInroy. Welcome, Toastmaster Dina, to the Gabbys meeting once again. We love you, Dina, and we love you that you love our meetings and attend our meetings every week. Thank you. And today we have a table topic also. So my special request to the table topic master, please ensure that we do give a very interesting and a nice topic for Dina over chat so that she can give her message over chat. And I will take the privilege of reading that out. I love to read out Dina's speech. She's so beautiful in the speeches that she delivers. It's just so heart-touching. Thank you, Dina. We also have another special guest from another newly chartered club. And let me introduce you, Tessie Joy Philip. Tessie Joy Philip is a charter officer of the newly chartered, the Axis Bank Toastmasters Club. And this club also chartered with us on the same day. And as we speak, I'm seeing more people from the Axis Bank Toastmaster Club joining us. I see now Hemant Sharma joining us. Hemant is also from the Axis Bank Toastmaster Club. And we are very proud at Division B to have Axis Bank have their Toastmaster clubs with us. Thank you, Tessie, for coming on camera. Thank you so much. And Tessie is a charter officer of the club. And it's a matter of so much pride that one of the largest banks of India and one of the most loved banks of India, Axis Bank, has decided to start their own Toastmaster club, and that too in Bangalore. As you would know, Axis Bank is spread all over the country, even outside the country. I know they have operations in the Middle East, in other places as well. And yet they chose Bangalore as their home club location. So my sincere gratitude to Toastmaster Tessie and Toastmaster Hemant and every one of the Axis Bank Toastmaster Club. And they chartered with 30 members. So thank you and a warm welcome to Division B and Toastmasters International, all the Axis Bank Toastmasters who have joined us today, and others as well. With that, I will also want to welcome our newest member, which is Toastmaster Samita Kar. She is actually the 54th member. So Madiha was the 53rd member, and Toastmaster Samita Kar is the 54th member. And one thing very special about Samita, I must mention this. I, like most of you here, was very scared of one person throughout my life. And that is, who are you scared of?
Your mom.
Okay, after that?
School principal.
After that?
Teacher. Your teacher.
More than the teacher? More than the teacher?
Principal.
Yeah. So we are all scared of our principal. Remember, any time you are in school and someone says the principal is calling you to the office, what happened? You know, sweaty palms, sweaty foreheads. But this is one of the most amiable principal that you will meet. Toastmaster Samita Kar has been a principal for 30 years. And I challenge you to tell me that, looking at her on the screen, she is one of the most cheerful and smiling principals that you'll find in this country. And she has decided to join the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, adding so much of glamour and also so much of purpose to our mission. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samita Kar. And she's also a speech crafter who graduated to become a Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Samita. Welcome to the Toastmasters family and to the Gabbys. So that is, we have got some other guests as well. I see Poonam, I see Aditya. Aditya is from Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is one of the largest clubs of the country, one of the oldest clubs of the country, the second oldest club of the country. Aditya Srivastav. Poonam is from Nepal, if I am right? Poonam Jajodia, she's from Nepal. And we have got, hi Poonam, there is Poonam on the camera. We also have Uma Maheshwari. Uma has been a regular in our meetings, and Uma is now back to our meeting. Thank you so much, Uma, for coming back to our meetings. She is now not free on Saturday, so she can't make it every Saturday. So she promised to be with us on the Tuesdays as well. So thank you everyone. I would not take much time. I'm a little overwhelmed today, to be very honest, and I could probably go on for the next 2 hours. You all know me, and you know that I am very much capable of doing that. So before I do that, and Nancy has joined that for the very reason that I don't do that. So let me hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. And I've been told that this time, please stick to the introductions because the introductions are longer than the speeches. So here goes the introduction of the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad is a software engineer working in Bangalore. His interests include music, cooking, sports, trekking, traveling, doing adventure sports such as rafting, paragliding, etc. And the list goes on. He's keen towards learning new things and be able to do something that has an impact. And Chaitanya, you, my dear, are making so much of an impact in the Toastmasters fraternity. Thank you so much for joining the Gabbys, for being a part of the Gabbys, and now being a Gabbys XCOM member. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav, for such a great introduction. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How are you all doing? It's a Saturday morning. Don't be busy.
Fantastic.
Don't give me a thumbs up. Unmute yourselves, switch on your cameras and tell me good morning. I need to hear that. I'm your TMOD.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very good morning. Very good
morning. I see a lot of people still on camera. Good morning, Diane. A very good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Good morning, Dina.
Great. So usually what happens is when people get up and they know they don't have to go to work, they feel more energetic, right? Don't you guys feel more energetic on weekends than on weekdays when you have to go to office? Isn't it? Okay. Now, first thing first, you are not allowed to mute yourself till I'm speaking. So please unmute yourselves and speak up. Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible to everyone? Is everyone getting?
Very much.
The guests are allowed to speak?
Yes.
Yes, everyone is allowed to speak at Gabbys.
Okay, sure, we'll do so.
Okay, so what I just said that people feel more energetic on holidays rather than on weekdays. How many of you guys agree to this?
I agree.
Raise of hands, gestures, anything? Great. But I see very few people who are agreeing to this. I see only 4 or maybe 5 to 6, and there's so many people in our meeting today. So let me try to change your minds. So close your eyes. Just close your eyes. I can see your eyes open. Yes. Rewind your clocks and go back to a time when you were in class first or class second standard, second grade, anything. Now you get up on a morning, you see your mom, she's doing her kitchen work and she's not yelling at you, not at all. And your dad is reading his newspaper silently in a corner. You just hop out of the bed and go to your mom and say, Mama, I'm very late for school. And then your mom says, Beta, but today is a Sunday. You don't have to go to school. And then do you feel all that laziness going away from your body and you're all ready to go out and play with your little tricycle gang? Can you feel that? You can open your eyes and tell me if you can feel that.
Yes.
Great. Then that's mission successful for me.
But Chaitanya, there is one more option. When you hear that, you'll go back to sleep, you know?
Yes, that is one more thing. You can go off to sleep till 11, 12 or anytime. So these day offs on weekends or even in between, if we get some day off, it's a time where you spend with your families or yourselves or invest your time in towards your goals or just enjoy the leisure time. And that's why the theme of our day is the weekend, because at Gabbys, it's always about learning, enjoying, being great and feeling great. Now, I have one question from you. Have you ever wondered why we have weekends, or why not just Sunday or just Saturday, or why not work on all days? Anyone?
To break the monotony.
To break the monotony, that's one thing. Any other
All
reason?
of us need to rejuvenate body and mind.
Okay,
Yeah, to avoid burnout.
great. But let me tell you, we need to thank a lot many people for what we are enjoying today as Saturdays and Sundays. Now the story is quite long, but I'll tell you a shortened version of it. So what happened is in the 1800s, when people were shifting their profession from being farmers to factory workers, they were working 7 days a week, and usually their working hours were quite long. Now they started to demand a day off because on Sundays usually the shops were closed and they could not buy anything. Second, they could not get any time to spend with their families. So they started to demand a day off. Later on in 1940s, Henry Ford, the owner of Ford Motors back then, understood and realized that most of the loyal customers were his own employees. But in order to enjoy his cars, they need some time to buy it and also need some time to drive the car. So that time he decided he was the first person to give a 2 day off in a week. And then gradually later on, slowly, an act was passed in which the maximum work hours allowed was 40 hours a day. And after that, to regulate the market across the globe, Saturday and Sunday were chosen to be weekends or holidays to standardize everything. Do you find this story interesting? I found it interesting. I never knew that this was the reason. I never thought about it. Now, we know that the weekends are about learning, enjoying, and having spending time with our family. So we will now move on to the learning part. Before we move on to the learning part, I would like to explain you the structure of our meeting. We have 3 sections in our meeting. First is the prepared speech section, second is the table topic section, and third is the evaluation section. For the evaluation, our general evaluator for today is someone who is a passionate speaker, hippie at heart, mom at home, and entrepreneur by choice. It's none other than our Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Over to you, general evaluator, Toastmaster Aparna Raja.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As the general evaluator for today, I shall be evaluating every aspect of this meeting on various parameters. I shall be coming with a report towards the end of the meeting, and we shall have a very, very strong report because I have a strong team to do that for me. Now, before I introduce my team, let me quickly tell you what we will be doing here. We will be taking note of everything that is going great, which are a lot, I'm sure, everything that can be worked on, and much more, observations and so on. So I have a Taggle team, a very efficient team here with me to help me do this. And they will be evaluating on very specific parameters. So let me quickly start off by introducing the timer for today. Our timer for today is Toastmaster Aparna Madireddi. She's a seasoned HR leader looking to hone her public speaking skills. With that, Toastmaster Aparna, please do share our timer guidelines for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Good morning, everybody, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In my role today as a timer, what I will be doing is I will be keeping time of all the speakers and ensuring that they speak within the allotted time. For this, I have colored cue cards with me. The 3 cards that I will be presenting today are the green card, which I will be raising during the qualifying time, then the yellow card when the speaker reaches the target time, and the red card when the speaker reaches the end of the time allotted. I will be evaluating 3 roles today. One is the prepared speakers, speakers, the table topic speakers, as well as the evaluators of the prepared speech. In terms of how much time is allotted to each of these speakers, for the prepared speech, there is about 5 to 7 minutes. For the table topic speakers, have about 1 to 2 minutes for their speech. And the evaluators for the prepared speech have about 2 to 3 minutes to deliver their evaluation. All the speakers would be given 30 seconds as grace, once they reach the allotted time. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna Raja.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster, can you quickly display the timer cards for the benefit of the
Oh,
speakers?
yes. Right, so these are the timer cards. This is the green card, this is the yellow card, and this is the red card. Just to make it clear one more time, the green card will be displayed during the qualifying time. The yellow card when we reach the target time, and the red card when when the speaker reaches the allotted time.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Aparna. Wonderfully done and explained clearly. I don't think anyone's going to have any doubt anymore. With that, let's quickly move on to the next person in my team, the R counter. The R counter for today is Toastmaster Devasish. He's an alumni from Bhavanipur College, Calcutta, professionally a CA, and he's currently working at EY. He says his love for Bengali food is deeply rooted in his upbringing, as he spent many holidays at his Nani's place. With that, quickly, let me call upon our counter for today. Toastmaster Devasish, do share your guidelines with us.
Thank you, Aparna, and very good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sound that are used as filler words. It could be or it can be repetitive words used during the speech. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words and overused words which are used during the meeting in order to use it as a filler. So the basic purpose, any speech, when we deliver it, the flow of it gets disrupted if we use a lot of filler words. So my purpose is to note how many times each speaker in this meeting are using it, so that they can take a note of it and improve it in their next speech. So at the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times each speaker has used these expressions. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Devasish. Very clearly explained, and I must say you explained why we do this, so that's very nicely done. Moving on to the next member of my team, my grammarian, Toastmaster Joane. Toastmaster Joane is from Pallava Toastmasters Club in Mumbai. She says she joined Toastmasters in the late 2021, and she's had an incredible journey so far. She's also the winner of multiple contests at both district and the division level. Wonderful. So quickly moving on to our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Joane, do share your guidelines and the word of the day with us once again.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna, for that wonderful introduction. I am the grammarian for the day today, and my job is very simple. We have a principal already in the audience, but I am the principal for the day. I just have to take care of your English language. I'm going to listen to all speakers in the meeting and take down the note of all the good usage of language, as well as not so good usage or areas of improvement. And I'll be giving my report at the end of the day. Also, as a grammarian, my job is to give the word of the day. The word of the day in Toastmasters is a way to ensure that we include new vocabulary and new words and learn them. So for today, the word of the day is tootle, T-O-O-T-L-E, tootle. Now, tootle is a very interesting word because it has multiple meanings and usage scenarios. As a noun, as a verb, tootle means to go or travel somewhere in a slow or leisurely way. It also means to make a toot or a honking sound. So how do you use the word tootle in a sentence? For example, you could say something like, on weekends, you can take a short tootle over to the lake. Or, the loud tootle of the horn jolted me from my daydreams. I hope that everyone tries to use the word tootle today throughout their speeches and as and when they speak. In Toastmasters, we have a tradition. Whenever someone uses the word of the day, please show a thumbs up so that you are encouraging them and you yourself are encouraged. I'll give the report of the grammarian at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joane. So with that, we are tootling our way to the final member of my team, the listener for today. Our listener for today, give me a moment, is Toastmaster Jitendra, a travel enthusiast who's interested in different cultures and their values, a proficient horse rider who believes in a circle of influence. Wow, interesting man. Now we are going to learn to speak here, but we're also going to learn to listen well, and that is why we have this particular team member. So over to you, Toastmaster Jitendra. Do share your guidelines.
Thank you, Aparna, for the wonderful introduction. Once wise man asked Gautam Buddha, "What is the secret of successful relation?" And Gautam Buddha replied, "Listen, listen to understand, listen to respond." So listening skill is vital to our communication. If we don't communicate effectively, then it will increase the misunderstanding when the thoughts are not clear and your mind revolves here and there. When you pay close attention to the person, so then definitely you will build an empathetic view towards it. In addition to that, it also increases your productivity because you know what is expected out of you during your work in your workplace. And moreover, it will also increase your leadership skills as well, because then you listen carefully to respond in a different situation. So to improve our listening skills, you need to avoid the distractions. And how you can avoid distraction? Our biggest distraction is mobile. So make sure you keep it on silent mode or on an aeroplane mode. In addition to that, you can also keep an eye contact with the speaker. That will help you to focus more and listen. And also be present in the moment, which will help you to listen more. So today, my role as a listener, I will note down the important information from all the speakers. And in the end, I'll ask questions, whether you are listening or you're hearing. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Aparna.
Thank you very much. I have one hell of a committed team here. I'm excited to hear the reports towards the end of this meeting. I hope you are too. With that, we shall be back towards the last segment of this meeting. Until then, back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Aparna. Are you all ready to start your weekend with such great speeches? Are you? Give me a thumbs up. All right. So let's move on to the prepared speech section. For that, I would like to call upon the very first evaluator for today, Toastmaster Devayani, to read out her target speaker's purpose of speech and the duration of speech. Toastmaster Devayani is described as the jack of all trades and master of none. She's 18 years young, currently pursuing bachelor's in political science and economics. The real reason behind this degree is because she loves to talk. She also loves to dance and participate frequently in college fest. Over to you, Toastmaster Devayani.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Today, my target speaker is Toastmaster Sanjana, and she is attempting her L1P2 in the pathway, Persuasive Influence. The purpose of this project is to learn basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style, and her goal is to meet her expressed purpose statement. Timer, please note, it is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Back to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devayani. Now let me call upon our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Sanjana Garai. Toastmaster Sanjana Garai is a student at IIT Varanasi and is currently pursuing her course in mathematics and computing. She loves riding her dad's Meteor, playing badminton, reading books and business, trekking and wakeboarding. She is keen to start her own brand that will bring about a positive change in the society. Toastmaster Sanjana, the passion paradox. The passion paradox, Toastmaster Sanjana.
Have you ever been in a situation like a party, a date, or a job interview where you've encountered this ever enthusiastic, passion inquisitor? That one person who comes up to you with a gleam in their eye and asks, "So what are you passionate about?" And then you're like, my passion, well, I'm definitely passionate about binge watching on Netflix.
You don't have a wow compelling answer, and that means you're not interesting or ambitious. You don't have a singular purpose or a scary talent that you're hiding within, and your life is not worth living. And that's not true. Trust me, we all have been in a situation where we feel like a deer caught in the headlights of passion. But before we dive headfirst into this rabbit hole of passion, take a moment and ponder. How many of us really know what passion is? Passion is this magical singular purpose that brings us eternal bliss. And our very existence hinges upon discovering this ethereal entity. But my dear friends, in our quest for this elusive passion, I implore you to take a moment and reflect. In our grand pursuit, have we overlooked countless opportunities that lie right before us? How many paths have we left untrodden? How many doors have we unintentionally closed? Tell me one thing. If passion is something that comes right from within, it shouldn't be a hard job finding passion, right? My dear friends, passion is not a job, a sport, or a hobby. It is not a secret magical potion that has been buried in the depths of the Bahamas. Passion is the full force of your attention and energy that you give to whatever is right in front of you. Right now, I'm speaking in front of all of you, currently pursuing my BTech plus MTech in maths and computing. I also joined Toastmasters. My friends look at me like I have gone completely bonkers. They can't fathom why a girl from IIT would be speaking rather than coding. But you know what? I'm doing what I love to. Little do I know where this will take me. But the best part is, I don't care. When Steve Jobs decided to drop out of college, he didn't have a grand plan in mind. He did so because he believed that formal education will not help him pursue his interests, one of them being calligraphy. Years later, as we know him today, when Jobs co-founded Apple, his knowledge of calligraphy proved to be instrumental. The focus in aesthetics, the intricate detail, appreciation for beautiful typography is what sets Apple apart. Not an Apple user? It's fine. I have something for the Android fans as well. I'm sure you would all believe that a college guy who was cut from a senior varsity basketball team had absolutely no idea that he would go on to become the world's best basketball player, winning the NBA championships, not once, not twice, not thrice, but an astounding 6 times. Yes, you guessed it right. I'm talking about the one and only Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan famously quotes, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times have I been trusted to make the game-winning shot, but missed. I have failed over and over again. And that is why I succeed. Obstacles will come, but you need to dribble. You need to dodge past them. You will fall, but you stand up. And you will be naturally finding yourself jumping towards the basket. And this time, the ball will go right through. Voila, you've taken the game-winning shot." Sometimes, we all don't know what we're going to do next in life, right? I mean, I don't. I'm not going to know what I'll be doing 5 years from now. And it's okay not to know. You know why? Because the most fulfilling relationships, the most fulfilling careers are the ones that still have the power to inspire you. But if you're sitting and waiting for passion to show up and take you there, you're going to be waiting for a long time. So just stop waiting. Start doing what you love to do. Because to live a life full of meaning and value, you don't follow your passion. Your passion follows you. And next time when you're in a situation like a party, a date, or a job interview, and you encounter this ever-enthusiastic passion inquisitor who comes up to you and asks, so what are you passionate about? You can answer confidently and boldly. Life, living it up. Thank you. Back to you, TMOD.
Wow, that was an amazing speech, Toastmaster Sanjana. And the way you defined what passion was, I guess we all have been there and we didn't know what our passion was. I still don't know what my passion is, and you showed me a path. That was an amazing speech. Now it's time to move on to the second speech of the day, for which I would like to call upon our second evaluator, Toastmaster Lakshmi Sujata, to read out the purpose of speech and speech duration of her target speaker. As a behavioral and leadership trainer, Toastmaster Lakshmi found her ikigai through her job with the Akshay Patra Foundation. She facilitates training programs across India that upskills and motivates the frontline workers of her organization. And to upskill herself, her only go-to place is Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Chaitanya. The target speaker for today is attempting his L2 P1 speech in the presentation mastery path. The project is about my communication styles, understanding your communication style. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about the different communication styles and identify his or her own primary style. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. With this, the timer kindly note, this is a 5 to 7 minute speech, and wishing my target speaker all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Now let me introduce you all to the second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Ritwik Raj. He is a product manager by profession, content creator by passion with 8 years of work experience and currently working with Microsoft. In his free time, he likes creating content and passionate about photography, traveling, and video making. Toastmaster Ritwik, my communication style. My communication style, Toastmaster Ritwik.
Ritwik, I want to talk to you regarding the last meeting. Yes, Arun, tell me. Ritwik, I think you are coming as too strong. I know you have the team's best interest in mind, but we need to be more diplomatic when we are dealing with the engineers. Oh, is it? But aren't we doing the right thing by pushing the team? How are we going to achieve our targets? That's fine, Ritwik, but at the end, you are not their direct manager. So if there's a thing to be communicated, you come to me and I will handle them delicately. Does this sound familiar? Wherein you felt you were 100% correct, but the listener in the room feels your behavior is not justified. Good morning, Toastmasters, dear guest. Today, I'm going to talk about the different communication styles. And towards the end, I have a small surprise for you. So the first communication style is the direct communication style. These communicators prefer to cut to the chase and communicate in a precise and concise way. And that is why they will appear very confident, independent, and decisive. The number second communication style is supportive kind. They will appear very calm, sincere, and conflict avoidant. They needed their own space as well as a lot of reassurance to perform to their best. The number third communication style is the initiative kind. These are the folks you will find very energetic, very enthusiastic, fun-loving, and sociable. And number fourth communication style is the analytical kind. These are the folks who will like facts and figures. They are very methodical and structured in their approach. So now that we know all these four communication styles, I want your help, wherein I am going to talk about the different bosses I had in my career, and you help me in identifying what communication style is each of my boss exhibiting. So now, here is my first day in my corporate journey, wherein I walk into my skip boss room. Srinivas sir, so what are going to be the work timings here? And can I wear casuals on one day at least? Okay, so Ritwik, here is the first rule. You do not call anyone sir here. So every time you call me sir or anyone, you deposit 500 rupees in this team lunch budget. Sure, I will do that. Okay, Ritwik, so here's your first 500 rupees. And then he says me something which sticks to me till date. Ritwik, we all have been at your place. We have hired you because you can add a lot of value to the organization. So just take your time, settle down, and take our help whenever required. Now, what do you think is the communication style exhibited by my boss here? Any guesses?
Supportive.
Supportive.
Exactly. Same boss, 1 year later, we are in a project war room. And my boss comes. Team, our project is in code red. We have only 2 months to ship this project to the customer, and this is $1 million deal, and our reputation is at stake. So I want all of us to pull up our shocks and get this done in the next 2 months. I hope we are all in this. Is that clear? What do you think is the communication style for the same boss in a different context here? Any guesses? Anyone?
Direct.
Exactly. They are very decisive. Same person in a different context, very different communication style. Now, this is my one-on-one with a different boss. Hey, Ritwik, so how was your weekend? Yeah? Did you go to that photography trip you were planning? Hey, call me next time, yeah? Sure, Arun. Okay, by the way, we have our hackathon coming up next week, and we have some morale budget. So I want you to plan the team outing along with this hackathon itself. So can you please take care of the logistics along with the presentation? Sure, Arun, I will take care. No worries. What do you think is the communication style in this instance? Any guesses? We are done with 2, so we have 2 more options.
Initiative.
Yes, exactly. Now these guys value interactions and then work and play go together. The number 4th, and this is in a marketing room in a startup that I worked. Hey, I think we should go after the influencer segment. After all, YouTube is all hip these days, so it will definitely work. But Arun, if you look at the last campaign also you ran, we didn't get the ROI we were expecting. And looking at the traffic, I think we should go after the homemaker segment belonging to the tier 2, because going by the stats, that should give us the ROI we are looking for. Again, no prize for guessing the answer this time. This is the last one, which is the analytical kind. Now, to summarize, what is the communication style that I strive for? There is no superior or inferior communication style out of these. The importance lies in not knowing what this communication style is, but to know which communication style to apply where. And that is why you will find people in your network who are great with people, who are go-getters, who get the job done, and are super achievers. The reason is they know to read the room and what does the listener want with them. And that's why they adapt their communication style according to the situation and the listener. So I'll just conclude by saying that this is what I aspire to, and this is the recipe of one success. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritwik, for such an informative speech. You know, I also need to do this project and I'll steal some ideas from your project. My future evaluators, please, apologies made. Okay, now it's time for the last prepared speech of the day, for which I would like to call upon the third evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta Singh. She's a software developer at Cognizant Bangalore. She hails from the Steel City of India, Bokaro, Jharkhand. She hopes to meet MS Dhoni one day. Her hobbies are traveling and clicking lots and lots of Instagrammable photos. And she recently covered Darjeeling, Ooty, and Coorg. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Chaitanya. My target speaker is going to attempt level 2 speech 2 from Path Visionary Communication, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. Now let me introduce Toastmaster Paduka Kannan, who is our third speaker of the day. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan has been a Toastmaster for more than 4 years. She's a path breaker and was the past president of TCS Maitri Bangalore Club, which achieved President Distinguished status and won multiple awards during her tenure. Her motto is to thrive and to do so with some passion, compassion, humor, and style. Toastmaster Paduka, what's your choice? What's your choice, Toastmaster Paduka?
Elevate yourself through the power of your mind and not degrade yourself, for the mind can be your friend and also the enemy of self. Rough translation from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 5. Rise and shine, Gabbys. The objective of my today's speech is to discuss about my style of communication or the impact of my style of communication. Communication is all about exchange of information, ideas, and feelings, right? So the very styles, and our dear friend Toastmaster Ritwik has just dealt about all those styles, isn't it? Right from the direct style where you put forth your points directly to a supportive style where you foster an environment where people will put out their viewpoints. However, I'm going to talk about one of the most important aspects of communication, which is not exactly in any of the rule book. All right. Let me tell you a story. Okay. A long ago, not so very long ago, as a traditional child, I mean, as a practice of a traditional child, I went into a spat or a argument, unnecessary argument with my mom, right? So a few spat over each other and I became disappointed, which was an understatement. During this moment, right, the sadness is like a magnet, right? Once you start feeling sad, you started accumulating more. Have you ever experienced this? Any of you over here? Like once you start feeling bad, you started thinking about all your life challenges and it keeps getting accumulated more and more and more, right? Yes. And self-pity definitely directly takes into your dark world. I say that I was spiraling down exactly down that rabbit hole, thinking about all my challenging moments of my life. And at the end of the 15th moment, I decided I'm a total failure and a loser. At that time, my father, who was sitting somewhere 3,000 miles away, has just put out some 10 sentences in our family WhatsApp group. And the crux of the message is around everybody has an ups and downs in their life. And don't brood over a petty issue, right? And he said a few of my challenges and said, mind is the most powerful wonder, right? And it is the king of your kingdom. I won't say I became all peachy after that moment. However, I started becoming aware of what I am communicating to myself. So two key takeaways, right? What I found is, number one, life is too short to dwell on the darkness or the self-pity or the grudges or the hatred. And number two is words matter, right? So it's very critical that what do you communicate to yourself and to others? If you don't have any better thing to say, it's better to be silent. In fact, this is one of the major mottos of Toastmasters itself, right? So we all learn over here how to deliver a positive feedback so that the others doesn't get demotivated. And this is one of the reasons which I think that I wanted to become a great public speaker, because words matter and whatever you put out on the world is very critical. So there's a lot of negativity and positivity, but however, I started feeling that negativity started overtaking the positivity, right? If someone 3,000 miles away with that exactly 10 sentence was able to like bring me from my rabbit hole, then I could see that why can't I be that sun that can shine or bring light in others' lives as well. So my dear Toastmasters, it's all over here. It can be your greatest friend or your darkest enemy. So what's your choice? Thank you very much.
Great as always, Toastmaster Paduka. Oh, what an amazing speech. I request everyone to give a huge round of applause to all our speakers today. So we will be launching our polls for the best speaker, for which I want timer to confirm if all our speakers were within their time limits.
Toastmaster of the day, Chaitanya, I'm afraid that only one speaker qualifies for the poll, that is TM Sanjana. The other two speakers, that is Ritwik Raja, exceeded time by 45 seconds, and Paduka, TM Paduka Kannan.
Aparna, we can't hear you. We lost your audio.
No, she's
okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It was my.
Chaitanya, can you hear me?
Sorry.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I was saying that TM Paduka Kannan was under 5 seconds. So she ended her speech just 5 seconds less than 5 minutes. So that would only make TM Sanjana qualify for the poll.
Can you tell the exact time, Aparna? What is the exact time that was taken by the three speakers?
Sure. TM Sanjana took 6 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay.
TM Ritwik Raja took 7 minutes, 45 seconds. And TM Paduka Kannan took 4 minutes, 55 seconds.
Yeah, so Paduka also qualifies then. Because Paduka, so we have a grace of 30 seconds.
Yes, all right. Yeah.
Either sides, right? So Paduka and Sanjana both qualifies. Amit, if you're doing the polls, please note.
So we will be launching polls for
qualify.
the two speakers who have qualified, correct, sir?
Yes, only the two speakers who qualify. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, so give me 1 second. I need to update quickly.
Yes, please. So while you guys are polling and voting for the best speaker, I want to know because I see no one is wearing a funky dress, which I requested you all to do. Let me, I want your weekend plans. What are you going to do after this meeting? Anyone? Whenever I ask a question, Toastmaster Aparna switches off her camera.
Apologies, my kids came in. So what are the weekend plans? I'm going out for lunch and drinks with my friend after this meeting. So
that's nice. Same as mine. Anyone else? Yes, Toastmaster Devayani.
Just as the bane of being in Bangalore, my family and I are going house hunting. It is the worst activity I would say for anyone to do in Bangalore. So I'm mentally preparing myself to do that for the afternoon.
Okay, that's nice, and that's an interesting job as well, looking for houses. So, the most beautiful plans are the ones which are not planned before. The ones which are abrupt and random plans, they are the best plans. So, I see most of you are shying away from telling your plans or whatever you have experienced in your past. Let me share one story with you guys. When I was in college in Jaipur, we were a bunch of jobless guys, never studying, doing nothing. We were lying around, hanging out on a Saturday night. Now at night, one of my friends just said that I have not been to Bhangad. Now, people who don't know what Bhangad is a said to be haunted fort in this state of Rajasthan in India. So I had not been there, but I had to boast in front of me. So I said, "Hey, you have not been to Bhangad. Let me take you there. Yeah, I'll show you around and all that." I was boasting, and surprisingly, everyone agreed to it. They never did agree to anything before that. And then in 20 minutes, we were on our way to Bhangad, and we reached there at night. Now, it is a restricted place. You cannot enter that region at night because it comes under a reserved forest. But we bribed the security guard. Please don't report this. Okay, so we bribed the security guard. We went inside the fort and we spent our night over there. And let me tell you, we didn't see any ghost. Neither it was scary. I guess we were looking more scarier than the ghost. It was just dark and snakes were there. That's it, nothing else. So next day when we were coming back, we were cursing each other that whose plan was it and why did we go there. That time we were quite tense. Now it's just a sweet memory for us and we cherish it for a lifetime. So those kind of weekend plans are the best kind of weekend plans, I say.
I think you are under influence of alcohol, so you didn't realize.
That is something that I need to censor. Yes, that is true. I was under influence of something. Now we know that weekend is about having fun. So in our today's meeting also, we have a special section, which is a very fun section. And I tell you, don't get nervous in this section. This is all about speaking out what you think. So let's move on to the table topics section of our meeting. For that, I would like to call upon our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Amit Gupta, who is also attempting his active listening project. But before I introduce him, let me call upon the evaluator for table topic master to read out the purpose of project. Our table topic evaluator is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta is a charter member and club sponsor of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club and also one of the club sponsor of the Gabbys Online Toastmaster Club. He has been director and in other senior leadership roles at Target, JCPenney, Hewlett-Packard, and a lot many companies. Currently the founder and director of an edutech startup and also the vice president of marketing and business development at an analytics startup. Distinguished Toastmaster, fastest DTM of District 92 and winner of several Toastmaster awards like Outstanding Toastmaster and Grand Slam Master Mentor. Current Division Director, Division B, District 92 Toastmaster International. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Our target speaker, not the speaker, but the person, the member attempting the project is attempting this particular project, active listening, which is from the level 2. It's a level 2 mandatory project. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. The member completing this project is practicing active listening. At our club meeting today, She is leading the table topic section as the table topic master. I would be listening for a well-run table topic session. As the topics master, the members should make short, affirming statements after each speaker completes an impromptu speech, indicating he or she heard and understood each speaker. For example, the member may say, "Thank you, Toastmaster Joane, for your comments on visiting the beach. It sounds like you really appreciate how much your dog loves to play in the water." The goal is for the member to clearly show that he or she listened and can use some of the active listening skills which are discussed in the project. The member completing the project is the only person who needs to show active listening. The member should not try to teach or have others demonstrate active listening skills. The member should follow all established protocols for a table topic session. I will also want to call out that I will only be evaluating the table topic master for the active listening skills, not the table topic speakers. While doing so, these are some of the parameters that I would be looking at: clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, comfort level. More importantly, I would be looking at two parameters: active listening, which is responding to specific content after each table topic speech, 1. 2, engagement, which is shows interest when others are speaking. There's no specific time limit for this particular session, but I would recommend the table topic master to go as per the agenda. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, for explaining the purpose of speech. Now let me call upon the table topic master, Toastmaster Amit Gupta. Toastmaster Amit works as a data scientist in a retail company. He keeps himself busy with sports, physical activities, and exploring new things in life. His life mantra is "Let's help each other and grow together." Toastmaster Amit Gupta, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya. So basically, this is the time for table topic session, and before starting the session, let me tell about the how the how. Give me 1 second. How so before starting this session, let me tell you how it is going to help in our day-to-day life. So if I take the some scenario here, like the day-to-day life, where we have to go and do something, like we talk to the known or unknown person. So definitely we need to talk, like we do not prepare for that, right? We need to go and talk to that person. So this is also one kind of like the data speech. And even in our work also, when we means when we are in the office, and when we have to give in the talk to anybody, we have so there also we kind of like do not prepare for the thing, right? We need to speak that point of time on. So it helps like in our day-to-day life, it helps us at the many ways. So before I start the session, I will tell you the rule, like how it is going to be. So for this, I will be giving you one topic, and you have to speak on a topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So timer here, like at 1 minute will be showing green card, at 1 minute 30 second yellow card, and at 2 minute red card. To qualify these like this session, you have to speak at least for 1 minute. So I'm going to start the session here. So basically, just to give you the hint, this topic is very going to be very similar to the theme of the day, which is the weekend. So who is going to be like our first speaker? Any volunteer for theme? I mean, topic is going to be very simple, and it is related to our theme only, to today's theme. Can I pick anybody from here? Can I pick Ramanpreet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your topic is what comes in your mind when you wake up on the weekend morning and feel that today is the week off? What comes in your mind when you wake up in weekend morning and realize today is week off?
Very warm and hearty good morning to everyone. Weekend mornings are always special as that is a family time. I just read somebody writing in the chat that the best plans are those that your family makes for you. So I always look forward to weekend mornings because that's the time when I can lie down in my bed with my kids hugging me for a very long time because they need not go to school that day. My helpers are coming late. So that's a relaxed family time. I look forward to my morning times the most, although we make plans for evenings and for the next day, for Sunday. But then the Saturday mornings are the most beautiful mornings of my entire week. And I look forward to the sweet hugs, the sweet plans, the sweet chat of my children. So I look forward to each and every Saturday morning. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Ramanpreet, for attempting this speech. So yeah, like what I can say here, like that you have beautifully like the arrange the thing like the how your weekend is like the very kind of good for your family, where you talk about your children and you can kind of give your time to them. So moving to the next topic.
Toastmaster Amit, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. So can I get, okay, so I can see Paduka has raised the hand here. So Paduka, for you, topic is, so what are those three things you hate doing on weekends and why?
All right, good afternoon, Toastmasters. 3 things that I hate doing on a weekend. Will it be wrong if I say I do hate some things, but I end up following that, right? End up doing that same thing because somewhere deep inside, I love that. So 3 things which I do not want to do is binge watching or oversleeping and then also maybe fighting or lazing around or things like that, right? And I wanted to make it very productive. So hence, thankfully these days, I started attending Toastmaster meeting on a Saturday morning, which is also a good way to start the weekend. And also about wanted to go roam around and things like that. But unfortunately, I was not able to do so. So yes, so having said that, even though in my deepest, darkest inside that I do not want to do all those things, but somehow I ended up doing those things. So I'm hating those so much because it's also raise a question mark on your self-discipline or your control and things like that. Now with that, over to you, Devasish. TTM, Amit.
Thank you, Paduka, for attempting this topic. And yeah, so you well said that like we try to do a lot of things, like you try to do a lot of things, but you end up doing nothing, or you do not complete that. So well, moving to the next topic. Sorry, I can see Mamta has raised the hand.
Amit, before you move on to Mamta, can you please give a topic for Dina? Can you just give a topic for her and then put the topic in chat? She will put the topic on chat.
Sure. After giving this topic, I can write in the chat.
Yeah. Just give a topic. You just read out the topic and then put it on chat. Dina will give her speech on chat.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So Mamta, for you, the topic is how do you spend your day? I mean, how do you spend your time if the weekend is for 4 days in a week? How do you spend your time if weekend is 4 days in a week?
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for the topic. How I spend my time if weekend is 4 days a week. Wow. Finally, 4 days, not just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. For 4 days, I do not need to join the Scrum calls and say my status to my team manager. What went well? What was blocker, what I'm going to do today. Finally, I do not need to say all those things to my manager or my team. And if I get 4 days a week, I will get a lot of time to do my hobbies. I can simply go to my car, switch on the ignition and turn on the wheels and go anywhere. I can do cooking and I can do the toast mastering for 4 days, 4 days in a week. Like here, I can speak for whatever I want. I can speak out my mind. I can say, I can express myself 4 days in a week, which generally at my workplace, I'm not supposed to. Yeah, I'll do all those things if I get time 4 days a week as weekend. Thank you, TTM Amit.
Yeah. So yeah, Mamta. So like you nicely talked about the we can remove our routine work like the office work and these all thing, and we can do the thing that we like there. So you nicely take on that. Who is going to be next volunteer? So I can see Sanjana has raised the hand. So Sanjana, for you, topic is
Can you please give Dina's topic? Amit, Dina has raised a hand for quite some time. And also, I would want you to consider inviting the guests who have not taken roles, because currently, I think the first 3 speakers are also the speakers and evaluators. Can you please take that into consideration? Thank you.
Sure, Sourav. Actually, I have posted the question for Dina. Yeah, so after so who is going to be next speaker? So can I call Preeti? Or, yeah, Preeti, you are on mute, I think. Yeah. So your topic is you have to like justify that weekdays are more productive than weekend. You have to justify that weekdays are more productive than weekend. Preeti, I think you are on mute. We can't hear you. Or your voice is not coming to us. It's lower.
Your voice is very feeble. Can you check your microphone, please? It's not audible.
So meanwhile, can we move to the next table topic speaker? Yeah, so can I call here Jyoti or Preeti? I think Preeti is back. So Preeti, you can continue.
Am I audible?
Yeah, it's
okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for this glitch. The statement that weekdays are more productive than weekend. And if I'll ask for a poll here, I believe everyone will raise their hands. But for me, it's different scenario. My weekends are more productive than weekdays. Just because these are all scheduled. The Saturdays and Sunday mornings starts with the non-negotiable priorities. So my waking up time, going for my non-negotiable, attending my Toastmasters, it's all planned and fixed. And by the time it's 12 p.m. afternoon on a weekend, I feel so fulfilled with my spiritual learning to my inner growth, everything in place. But at the same time, I take my work and life both equally seriously. So for me, there is no differentiation between a weekend or weekday. It's all a week. All days, 7 days of my life are equally important. So I define and spend everything and do give equal importance to my physical health, emotional health, mental health, relationship health, financial health, everything. And that is how I make each moment of my life equally productive. I like to tootle around YouTube. Similarly, I like to tootle around my lanes in the society, everywhere. And that is how I end up. I will say, I can't justify that weekdays are more powerful than weekend. I'll just say each and every day of my life is powerful, productive, important. And so that for you too. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Priti, for attempting this topic. So basically, you took very different take here. Like you talked about the weekends are kind of different for you than other people, and then at the end you try to balance like the both. I mean, the weekday and weekend both are important, and you keep balance your life. So yeah, thank you for taking this topic. Who is going to take the next topic here? Yeah, I can see Jyoti has raised the hand. So, Jyoti, for this topic is what is the one thing without that you can't start your day? What is the one thing without that you can't start your day?
So it's a 5 a.m. club, which everybody knows. So I'm a part of the 5 a.m. club, a dawn club, where I wake up at 4:45 and quickly I join the club where I get to do a lot of activities in just 1 hour. So people say that I don't have time to do workout. I don't have time to do my meditation or yoga. I don't have time to do this, that, and so on, right? But actually, we can earn time if we wake up early. And this is the one thing which I cannot live. If I don't wake up early, I feel, I mean, I didn't do much in the day. I don't feel productive enough. So when I wake up at 5, I feel that, okay, I've done a lot of things like laughing session, yoga, meditation, and then goal writing because and to-do list. So when we make a to-do list, I feel, okay, this is what I have to do in the whole day so that I spend less time on thinking rather than doing. So this is the thing which I can't live without attending 5 a.m. club. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Jyoti, for speaking on this topic. So yeah, for each of us, like the very different thing that like we need to do to like the keep going on that day. So for you, like you mentioned that the early wake up, and you talked about that book. So yeah, sometimes I also try to follow that. Yeah, I do for some very less time. Okay, who is going to be next speaker? I can.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so our counter is here. Devasish. So Devasish, your topic is what are the those things that can keep you motivated and energized throughout the day? What are those things keeps you motivated and energized throughout the day?
During the weekends or weekdays?
You can consider like the both.
Okay. So one thing which motivates me throughout the day is going for a walk or hitting gym in the evening, because that is one time I feel that my mind is totally into it and I'm using all my energy into it and there is nobody to disturb me. It kinds of motivate me because I can see myself that I have a goal to achieve, and along with that I see that there are other people who are doing gym, be it old, young. So it kind of it kinds of shows me that you are not left behind. You are there, you can do it. And apart from that, of course, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Devasish, for attending this topic. So yeah, here you have very nicely like the talk related that your morning walk. I mean the walk to your like the your goal or your like the day. So yeah, and I think most of the people do it like the while walking. They can plan their day better, whatever thing they have to do. Yeah, I think we can cover one more topic. So who is going to next?
Table topic master, Toastmaster Amit. With interest of time, we can take one more topic now, and after that, you can read out Dina's speech. She has posted in the chat.
Sure. So
I can read out during my PO address.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I can see Samita raising her hand.
Yes, Samita's. Yeah. So for you, the topic is tell us about your happiest weekend. Your happiest weekend. We can't hear you actually. Still no. You are on mute. Can you unmute?
Can you
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My happiest weekend was the day I got the news that I can go to Tarawa for my weekend. Neighbors, of course, I would love to see them. That was my happiness to go there, reach early in the morning, and wait to see that majestic beast. But when I entered, it was silent. The forest was totally silent. And I was wondering, where did this beast go? I wanted to see. And then the guide told me, Madam, patience. The tiger is not sitting here to welcome you at the gate. It will be in its place. You need to go and find it. I was really disappointed. In the day of instant noodle, who wants to wait? But sadly, it didn't come. So I had to go inside the jungle, pour my eyes out, searching for that one leaf, one movement somewhere where I can see. And lo and behold, the tiger was a few feet away from me. But due to the camouflage, I couldn't see it. But the moment I saw it, I was extremely happy. And that made my weekend so very special. Thank you.
Thank you, Samita. And it was very like you talk about your kind of that experience that you have had in that journey. So thank you, and I think I'm done. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Chaitanya.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Toastmaster Amit. What an amazing round of table topics. I request you all to give a huge round of applause to all our table topic speakers and our table topic master Toastmaster Amit. We will now be launching our polls for the best table topic speaker. Timer, can you please confirm if all the speakers were within the time limit?
Yes, I'm happy to announce that all the speakers are within the time limit.
Amazing. So Zoom Master, please release the polls. Meanwhile, you all can take 10 to 15 seconds to cast your votes.
Chaitanya, for table topic speaker, I think we need to update that. It takes a little bit time. So
yes, sure. We can release the polls in a while. Okay, so while the weekends are about having lots and lots of fun and enjoying time with your family, it is also a time where you can put in some extra hours to build on something you want to have in your future. And that's what we are doing right here today at our meeting. And we do it every Saturday. And now we'll be doing it on Tuesdays as well. So it is very important for us to know about our strengths, our weaknesses, and our mistakes so that we can build on top of it. So to understand our strengths and weaknesses, we'll now be moving on to the evaluation section, for which I will like to call upon our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chaitanya. So before we start off the evaluation, let me call upon the speech evaluators first to share their evaluations of the respective speakers. To start off, let me call upon Toastmaster Devayani to give us the evaluation for Toastmaster Sanjana's speech. A mom for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. As Nike says, just do it. Toastmaster Sanjana definitely told us to just do it. You were very successful in meeting the purpose of your project by delivering such a power-packed and inspiring speech, which really reinforced your message that passion is energy and it's the power that comes from focusing on things that excite you. I absolutely commend you for the way in which you grab our attention. I know for a fact that all of us were glued to our screens the moment you opened with that question. And the little role play you do in your speeches when you shift characters and show us a conversation between them really sets you apart as a unique speaker. And it is so admirable that at such an early stage, I can already recognize you as a speaker. And I absolutely love the use of the many metaphors in your speech, especially the basketball references like jumping towards the basket and scoring, and phrases like dear caught in headlight, elusive passion, grand pursuit. I have 2 recommendations for you. Firstly, I noticed that you tend to move or fidget side to side as you speak. It does get a little distracting as an audience. You can try and make it a goal in your next project to consciously remove or reduce it. I mean, just as we rehearse our words for the best effect possible, you can also try rehearsing having a resolute stance. Another one is speaking slowly. Your speech was heavy with analogies, quotes, and we needed some time to take it in and process it. Especially in your introduction, you either spoke extremely fast and suddenly the pace dropped. I realized that it does aid your speech in a dramatic way, but when something as your speech is so well written and heavy in content, we need time to understand it and take it in. I would recommend that you see the recordings of the meetings posted in the Gabbys YouTube channel to improve in these areas. All in all, congratulations. The speech was delivered with ease and you clearly managed to inspire all of us. And it really didn't seem like you were a first-time Toastmaster. I believe that if we continue to focus on your strengths and add in some powerful elements of speaking slowly and reducing lower body movements, I have no doubt that you will be able to take your speech from good to great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Devayani. Your evaluation had everything I was looking for, encouraging and precise. Wonderfully done. That was excellent evaluation. She started off with the commendations and then the recommendations. I agree with her recommendations today that although she brought down her speed a great extent from the IB speeches, maybe a heavy speech probably needs a little more processing time for the audience watching it, because we don't know the speech, we're hearing it for the first time, or at least the rest of them. So I think that was very important. With that, let us quickly move on to the second evaluator, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Toastmaster Lakshmi, do share your evaluations for speaker number 2.
Hey, did you hear Ritwik's speech today on the various communication styles? Of course, I did. And was it amazing? Of course it was. Can you give us some input on insights on those, on the speech? Yes, of course. Here you go. Ritwik, today your speech was filled with role plays. And role play is a wonderful tool that each one of us can use in our speeches to impart or to create an impact on the listeners, because it breaks the monotony in what we are trying to do. And it's one of the best learning tools that is available. Applause to you and congratulations to you for using this tool today wisely and throughout your speech. Another thing that really stood out for me in today's speech is how well you were prepared and how good the examples were for each of the different styles that we spoke about. Adequate examples through which the audience were able to guess the correct name, even without you having to repeat the names again of the 4 communication styles. Having said this, I would also want to give you a few areas of improvement. One of the main purpose of this project was to bring out to the audience the impact of the various communication styles. So when you gave us the 4 role plays of your 4 different managers, or rather the 3 different managers and the 3 different situations, I was eager to know, how did that impact you? What was the impact of their style of speaking? Though it was clear on what the styles was, the impact part was something that I felt was missing. And I wish you could work on that. Another point that I wish you could slightly take care were your pauses and your body language. And this comes with practice. When I say pauses, there was this place you told us about the 4 different styles of communication styles. And then you immediately jumped on to the activity where you said, okay, I'm going to give you the 4 examples and we have to guess. I wish you had taken a little bit of pause at that point. Taking a pause would help us as audience digest what you're trying to tell us, or even, put that into our head, right? And when it comes to body language, so body language, pause, and vocal variety. These 3 are very crucial while delivering a speech. Because if these 3 and the words are not in sync, it will look like you're reading from a paper. It wouldn't look like a natural speech that you're delivering. So overall, to conclude, excellent choice of the delivery method of using role play. And if you could work or practice a little more on your pauses and take care of the project purpose here, which was impact, it would have been very good. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lakshmi. It's always fun to watch an evaluator give the evaluation in way of a performance, like a speech, like how Toastmaster Lakshmi did. What fun. I think that was a great point, saying that role play added value and that you could have shared the impact. However, just reiterating one of the, though the purpose at first says that if you go on deeper, it says it can be a general recourse on the communication styles, the way he chooses. So in that way, I think the purpose has been achieved, because the details of the evaluation says it can just be that. But I agree, if you had shared the impact, it would have been better, added value to the speech itself. You did add towards the end when you said it showed me that I had to use all of it, but that could have come a little more earlier so that we had heard more about it. I agree with that point. Evaluation wonderfully done, Toastmaster Lakshmi. And I also like the fact that you had a very clear summary towards the end. The previous evaluator too had. However, when it is clearly said, okay, this is in summary, I think we kind of have our ears up and we listen to it clearly. So it's good to point out, here's a summary. Nicely done. Thank you very much, evaluator number 2. Moving on to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Mamta. Toastmaster Mamta, do share us your evaluation with us, your evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. My dear target speaker, Toastmaster Paduka. If I talk about the tone of your speech, because it's all about understanding your communication style, it's motivational. You have used stories, quotations like, life is too short to dwell upon your past, jealousy, hatred. Be the sun and bring the light to somebody's life. So all those quotations you have used as motivationals, that is good. The second point is question. You have asked your audience the question, and I saw in little boxes, the audience were nodding to your questions as yes. So you are very successful in engaging your audience. Third, your hand and palm gestures. Here, one recommendation, while delivering your speech, if you can stand and go behind your camera, I can see your full body movement, all the non-verbal communication, what you're making to your audience. So that is a point of recommendation. Coming to areas of improvement, the first one is the time limit. Toastmaster Paduka, you have used less than 5 minutes. So here I just want to say, try to utilize the time, because after working for 5 days a week, in the weekend you are coming here to speak, and that too you have paid for it. You are not paid for speaking, you have paid for speaking, right? So try to utilize each and every moment. You are allotted with a speech length of 7 minutes. Then try to use each and every second on the stage and try to bomb that stage. Second is like your pace, how you speak. I like how you speak, your communication, your English, your fluency. all too great. But if you slow down your pace, the audience or as a listener, I could get certain amount of time to absorb what you're speaking. So that is a point of recommendation. Overall, that was a great speech. I hope you are going to inculcate these points in your upcoming speech. Overall, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mamta, for that very clear evaluation of Toastmaster Paduka's speech. Toastmaster Paduka, yes, you do have a good flow, and like our evaluator mentioned, maybe you could slow down, but I don't think speed is really a problem. It is kind of subjective, but yes, you could probably try that. But what I definitely agree upon is that you could probably move back a little bit more, because we want to see those hand gestures. I often saw this getting cut, like Toastmaster Mamta very clearly mentioned, it was getting a little cut when you used maybe a little more screen space for yourself. As for the time, yeah, great. Why not use the 7 minutes, 30 seconds? But that said, you can still use 5 minutes if that is what you're comfortable with. That is okay. There is really no hard and fast rule. We've had world champions winning the contests with 5 minutes and few speeches, few seconds. So that is really a prerogative on your side, but just think about how you want to, what is the message you want to say and how you want to reach people. So that said, thank you very much, Toastmaster Mamta, for those keen observations and that evaluation. Just one point, do not forget to summarize. Because 2 minutes, they might not really see the details. When you summarize, it just sticks to our head. So do summarize and evaluation. It's a great practice. We can all practice that going forward. I learned that very recently, so just sharing that with you. With that, moving on to our final evaluator, Toastmaster DTM Sourav Dutta. Do share the evaluation for our table topic master, Toastmaster Amit. Thank you, and to you.
So Amit, I don't think you conducted a table topic session. You basically tootled around the session. Such gentle demeanor that you have. And this is your overall personality where you make people very comfortable. And that's what you did as a table topic master today. You made people very comfortable. You had a very pleasant presence on the screen, and that really encouraged the speakers to speak. I also love the fact that the topics that you had were very easy to speak on. You know, I've often seen table topic masters doling out really tough topics. It's not a test of how bad the speakers are in speaking. It's a test of how comfortable you are making them in speaking. I know this coming from me sounds a bit of a hypocrisy, but then, yeah, I think as an evaluator, I can definitely mention this as a comment. And the other thing is that about the active listening part, I think it was very clearly demonstrated. You actually crisply summarized everyone after this poll. So good job there. What could have been better? It could have been better more on the engagement side. So when I say in the engagement side, the first thing is that as a table topic master, your first responsibility is to explain to the people, because see, we can listen only when people speak. So you have to give them an ambience and a reason and a motivation to speak. And that is something that you can do by defining the purpose of an impromptu speech. What is the purpose of an impromptu speech? So start with that, explain to them, give some real life examples. The second thing is, you don't need to wait for people to volunteer. You are called a master for a reason, so that you can pick up people and nominate people to speak. So always you don't need to wait for them to raise their hand or volunteer, right? You can just invite them, saying that, and when you invite them, keep in mind that this is an opportunity for you to engage people who are not engaged in the meeting in terms of a role. So use that opportunity. So instead of calling the speakers, the evaluators, the R-counters, the role takers, call the people who are not taking up a role in this meeting. Even people who are not Toastmasters, because this is their first opportunity to engage and speak in public for 1 to 2 minutes, right? So that would actually help you engage the audience and keep them involved in the meeting. If you see, one of the tests I use for table topic sessions effectiveness is, are we retaining the audience, right? So we were at 30 at one point of time. We are right now at 23. I'm not saying that 7 people left because they didn't get an opportunity to speak. But an engaging table topic session always ensures that the audience retention is high. So keep these points in mind. To summarize, you have a very pleasant demeanor, and that helps you giving the speakers the comfort to speak. That's something that I continuously am trying to learn. But in terms of engaging, try to involve people who are more, not taking up a role, but those who are trying to do this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, DTM Sourav. I think the best kind of evaluations are not where you are told what to do, but instead told how to do it. And today, DTM Sourav and every other evaluator here demonstrated that so clearly, telling us how to do it. And this is a learning for all of us who are hearing, and I think to some extent, even for the evaluators themselves. And that is what we are here for. Wonderfully done. That said, DTM Sourav, I think Toastmaster Amit did give an example when we started out, with he did say that TTM will help you overcome daily things or something like that. But yeah, I agree. It could have been a little bit more engaging, like how he said, but wonderfully conducted session there. I'm not going to evaluate Table Topics Master anymore. That said, great evaluations. Now, how have we fared? Let's find out. Calling the timer for today, Toastmaster Aparna. Could you please quickly run us through the timings of everyone who spoke here today?
Sure. Let me share my screen. Okay, I don't have permission to share my screen. Can somebody enable that for me?
Host, can you please give her the rights? Toastmaster Amit, can you please?
Yeah, you can access now. I have given you right.
Great. Let me know when you can see my screen. You're able to see? Okay, great. So here is a detailed report of the time taken by each of the speakers. So the first segment is the prepared speech segment, where out of 3 speakers, 1 speaker exceeded time, and we have 2 qualifying speakers. For the table topics, we had 9 participants, or rather, sorry, 8 participants, of which we were able to time 7, and all of them qualify as they've, as they were well within the time limit. Moving on to the evaluators, we had 4 evaluators, including the evaluation for the table topic master. Out of 4, 3 of them qualify. There's 1 evaluator, TM Lakshmi, who exceeded evaluation by 10 seconds.
So we have 30 seconds grace with Toastmaster Aparna, so she qualifies too.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Missed that. So then all of the 4 evaluators qualify.
So thank you very much, Toastmaster Aparna. Is that your report?
Yes.
Over to me. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Very clearly done, Aparna. That was a very, very precise report from the word go throughout the meeting today. You've been very, very diligently tracking time, and you've done it wonderfully, I must say. Starting off with how you explained the guidelines for every speaker. You didn't miss it. And then you demonstrated, when I asked for you to demonstrate the screens again, you actually went and said, okay, at this, I do this, at this, I do that, at every card, which is very important, especially because we have newer members joining us here. That said, a quick point to note is that every speech, every kind of format of speech, that is, be it your your prepared speeches or your evaluation, has a lower end and an upper end. That is a 30-second grace on either side in the meeting, except for table topics. Table topic does not have a 30-second grace on the lower side. It has on the upper side. That is a contest format, which we also follow. So 1 to 2 minutes plus 30 seconds grace, but there is no 30 seconds grace on the low end because it's just 1 minute. So we might want to reiterate about the lower end in every meeting. People need to know that, right, when they're speaking. Just that. But other than that, wonderfully done, Toastmaster Aparna. Very clear. Moving on, the next member in my team, the R counter. Can we have the R counter's report, please, Toastmaster Devasish? Over to you.
Yes, Aparna, I'll just share my screen. Let me know once everyone can see the screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So in terms of most number of times that has been used by each of the speakers, and we have to be, each speaker have to be cognizant about avoiding the use of R as a filler. And among all the speakers, I have found speaker number 1, TM Sanjana Garai. I did not found any kind of fillers that she's been using during her speech. Congratulations, Sanjana, for that. And these are the repeat words which I have noticed while the speaker are speaking, and one can try to refrain from using it. So what I can do is that I can post this time count, our counters details in the chat box so that each speaker can take a note of that, which kind of filler word they're using the most. Thank you. Over to you, G. Aparna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Devasish. Again, very diligently tracked and wonderfully done. You could also call out the names if you want. It's not a mandatory thing, but if you want, you can call out and say so-and-so did this, and more than 5 had a little bit more, and things like that. You could say, you could call out, but it's okay. You're sharing the sheet as well. So it's totally fine. Moving on to the next member of my team, the Grammarian. Madam Grammarian, how have we fared today? Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Aparna. It's always a pain, honestly, to be a grammarian for Gabbys. You know why? Because I have to fill in my pages with all the good things. And I have to listen too carefully and too attentively just to find some mistakes that the members make. Overall, I'll just say one thing. Gabbys as a club has a very high standard of English language and grammar. And you've proved it again and again in every single meeting. Like, for example, first of all, let me start with the word of the day. 3 members, DTM Sourav, Preeti, and Dina in her speech have used the, and G Aparna, sorry G Aparna for that, have used the word of the day total. Thank you for that. I encourage you guys to use this word again back at home, like in your daily conversations. When it comes to the best usage of language, God, I have pages here: sensational Saturday, rewind your clock, regulate, the passion paradox, the title itself was amazing, ethereal entity, bonkers, astounding, passion inquisitor. I'm stopping, like I'm not going to say, because it's going to take me 5 minutes just to say how good the language was. When it comes to where to improve, what I noticed was overall the standard is really high. But when we start speaking impromptu, including me, we have a habit of, not using the correct articles, or probably forgetting to use a or the while speaking. For example, there is a thing to be communicated. There is this thing to be communicated could have been better. Or somebody said, objective of my today's speech. It's simply objective of my speech for the day. Now this happens, and I know that all these speakers who are speaking are really good speakers. So if they are given a chance to craft the speech, they would have done it in a perfect grammar with a perfect language use. But because it's impromptu and we are Indians, English is not our first language. What I personally felt is we speak quite quickly and we forget to use a couple of words here and there, or we add inadvertently words where it's not necessary. So what my recommendation as a grammarian for everyone is, start thinking about intentional speaking, slow speaking. Even if it's impromptu, instead of speaking fast, if we stop and pace our speech, even in impromptu speaking, I think the grammar will become better because we know the grammar. It's just that we don't have the experience of speaking like a native English speaker. That's why we make these mistakes. But overall, it's always a pleasure to be a grammarian. And I hope the next grammarian, has the patience to write down all the positive points for this club. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. But we are keen to know what were the good usages. Can you share the report with us maybe on chat if that's okay? We'd like to see.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great, good. It's very nice to hear this. And I think she did a great job when she brought out those things, those little things that we need to work on, because that's why we are here. Thank you very much. Finally, moving on to the final member of my team. How well were we as listeners today? Let's find out. Over to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Hello, Gabbys. Are you ready to answer some interesting questions? Okay, let me start with the easy one. How many members are part of Gabbys family? Anyone?
54.
See, I told you I'll start with the easiest one. how long Smita is working as a principal? How long she is?
30 years. 30.
Wow, everyone has paid so much attention. Who started 2 days a weekend?
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford.
Wow. Oh. Okay, so now we are moving to the little harder one. Where did Chaitanya study? You know, Chaitanya, you should not answer this.
Jaipur. In Jaipur.
Okay, so now it's more harder question. What were the 2 key takeaways from Paduka's speech, which she mentioned?
Lesser hatred.
Either you live in darkness or you.
Yeah, you paid partial attention.
Some out of sadness.
So, okay,
Don't dwell into.
let me read out for you.
First, one was importance of words.
Yeah, word matters.
Yeah.
And second one is
And
life.
second, powerful mind. Mind is powerful.
Life is too short to dwell on darkness.
That's okay. Yeah.
So, and yeah, so, and one more interesting question. Let me ask you if you still remember. So how many winning shots Michael Jordan missed?
26.
9,000.
No.
Oh, no, 26.
Yeah, it's 26. Okay, great. Then I think that's it from my end. Back to you, Aparna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jitendra, for that quick listeners round. That said, we have 10 minutes on the clock. So quickly bringing on my evaluation of rest of the members of the meeting today. Starting off with our SAA. The SAA, Toastmaster Pranav, I don't see him in the meeting, but he was on time. 10 o'clock and he was like, I'm going to start. And he started. Wow, that is becoming a signature of how Gabby's meetings start. And I love that enthusiasm and that precise start of the meeting. He definitely went through all the SAA roles and all the rules and rules for the meetings. Very nicely done. I only wish there had been more smile and more energy, because we are literally welcoming people there. We're literally, that being the first person, we're literally welcoming. So can we say, good morning, look at this and say that. And also another thing for the SAA, I know there's a script and all of that, but maybe if we could just understand the points and say it in our own words, it's more like communicating. You don't have to look at a sheet. When I start the meeting, I want someone to look at me and say, hey, welcome. And I want you to follow these things and let's have a great meeting. So just that conversational style would add some energy to the meeting from the beginning. So just that one thing for the SAA. The presiding officer, so you know, every time DTM Sourav and a few other speakers take up the presiding officer's role, it's more like a motivational boost for most of us. And they say, you can do it and all of that. And, you know, that is what happened today as well. When he came and said, oh, I'm so proud of you. And already we are like, oh, wow, what a great meeting. You know, that I think that is very important when we start off, especially the first few role takers. They have that burden on their shoulders to do a good job of pumping up people and all of that. The guests were very beautifully addressed today. Every one of them and everyone wanted to stay back, and most of them did stay almost till the end of the meeting, and that is the power of being addressed. So nicely done, DTM Sourav Dutta. I only wished you had given us a brief history of Toastmasters, which I think because you went overtime, you probably knew about, you know about it, but you probably cut down your thing because we were running overtime with all of that flamboyant welcome that we had addressed to our guests. Sometimes I think it's okay, but just that introduction would have been great because we had new members. Moving on, the TMOD, I should do your evaluation just in a bit. Quickly doing that. Okay, we have a Zoom master here today. I couldn't figure out who the Zoom master was. Was it you, DTM Sourav? I think the Zoom master's job is a pain and often underappreciated. And I kept looking. The spotlighting was on point today. The speakers, the evaluators were being spotlighted exactly and precisely. And this is something we don't even notice most of the time, but it is so important, especially as a speaker, right? So Zoom master, well done. The polls were launched on time as well. And with that little hitch of change in time, it was very nicely handled, better than last week. Nicely done. Now coming back to my TMOD. So Toastmaster Chaitanya, you had it under control. You simply had it under control. From the moment I entered this room at 9:45, I saw you going, okay, who's here? Who's there? Who's here? You figured out, you had us rename, and someone said, I don't know how to rename. You said, let me do that for you. You were in charge of this room, and you made it very clear, which is very important as a TMOD. The topic Nicely done, nice anecdotes, nice stories. And I think it's important not to choose a topic that is just close to your heart, but to choose a topic which audience will also like. And I think it was done very nicely today. Who doesn't like a weekend? We all love our weekends. And let me finish this evaluation quickly and give back your weekend. That said, just one thing, the evaluation, I think there was a little bit of a mix up that happened. So just make sure that doesn't happen. It's, the agenda, and I think the evaluator too, they were not sure whom they were going to evaluate. Those points, that is the pre-meeting preps, you could probably just pay a little more attention to and ensure that the agenda and what you've shared are clear. We can, do away with all of those confusions. Just that one bit. Great exercises, fun start, wonderful interaction here today. Nicely done, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Very nice. Quickly about the meeting, we started on time. Not many glitches today. Nicely done. Looks like we might even end on time, which is a big yeah. For the role takers and all of them, just one point, maybe we could quickly check our sharing rights and all of that prior to the meeting. Or if you come in late, at least on the chat before your turn comes, check with the host if you have the right, rather than coming on screen and saying, give the right. This is something I've done too. So please do not feel bad. I learned it. I'm just sharing that learning with you all from next time onwards so that we can have a flawless flowing meeting. And one point that I've noticed is we tend to have some interruptions. It's an unwritten rule, maybe for newer members, just mentioning, it's an unwritten rule that we do not unmute. Like the SAA says, we simply do not unmute unless absolutely necessary. There is a chat box for everything else. Normally the people who unmute will probably be the TMOD because he's controlling the meeting, or the VP education, or the stand-in VPE who's coming, just to ensure the role goes in, the meeting goes in line. We simply do not unmute otherwise. There is a chat box, no matter what. I cannot hear you and all of that. Show this symbol, do not unmute yourself. It is to keep up with the decorum of the meeting. So please do stick to that. That said, we've all had a great meeting here today, and I'm really glad that the Gabbys standard is flying high as always. How wonderfully done. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Aparna Raja. With interest of time, I think we should be launching our polls. There will be a few back-to-back polls right now related to the best table topic speaker, the best evaluator, the best role taker, and the best auxiliary role taker. So, Zoom Master, are the polls ready?
Yeah, it is ready. We can launch the poll.
Okay. Request you to launch the polls one by one. Meanwhile, we have reached towards the end of the meeting, but the weekend has just started. So I urge you all to go out, party hard, enjoy yourselves, and just rest and be safe. Now I hand over the stage back to our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. My bad. So before I go further, let me first read out the speech by our table topic speaker, Toastmaster Dina, before we launch the table topic polls, because she is also there on the polls. So this is what Dina writes about the topic that was given to her. The topic was, what is the importance of weekend in your life? And Dina says, I do that to tell how my day was on the importance of weekend, to relax in-house, and I love to use a computer for work, play, total, and the importance of this computer of work and time. So this is Dina talking about this. And then she also writes in another message, in another chat message, which she sent to me directly. And this is where she says, I do that, how my day, okay, yeah, it's the same one. I do that to tell how my day was, importance of weekend, to relax in the house. And I love to use a computer for work and play. And the importance of the computer is that it makes her work time better. Thank you so much, Dina. So Dina always is on the computer even during the weekends, and we can see that she's logged in. Thank you, Dina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dina. So with this, we will now move on to the closure of the meeting. And as the polls are continuing, I would just share a couple of observations from my side. I'm very happy with the quality of the meeting today. Some great speeches, some great evaluations. I know I was an evaluator, so me saying this sounds a little bit uncanny, but then yeah, I'm talking about the rest of the three evaluators. So it was very well done. And overall great execution, very minimal glitches, as Aparna already mentioned. And I love the energy of the meeting today. It was very high. Yes, absolutely. We will be voting for everyone, Dina. And you already, there's one more poll that we will be launching. Amit, can you just create one more poll, the most enthusiastic participant poll? The most enthusiastic participant poll. And that could be anyone, right? So you can also send your nominations for the most enthusiastic participant to me on chat. And I would be declaring the winner for the most enthusiastic participant. We don't need to create a poll for that, Amit. I think we all know who's the winner for that. So please send your nominations to me on chat for the most enthusiastic participant in our meeting today. So with this, we are very close to closing the meeting, and we are just 1 minute away. So I'm hoping that you wrap up the polls quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, this is the last one. So
great. So we are almost here. Come on, we can do this. Yes, yes, yes. And we are closing the poll. Yeah. Okay, let me now quickly announce the results. Let me start with the best auxiliary role taker. Okay, so this is fabulous. The winner for the best auxiliary role taker is Toastmaster Joan Joseph. Congratulations, Toastmaster Joan. But I say this is fabulous because a very close second, so Toastmaster Joan got 7 votes, and the very close second was a timer, Toastmaster Aparna Madireddi. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aparna and Toastmaster Dina. I'm saying this for 2 reasons. One, Toastmaster Aparna is a very new member of the Gabbys, and I think the first or the second time she's taking a role, but not because only of that. I love it when a timer gets the best taggle team role, because I think this is the one of the most underappreciated role in a Toastmaster meeting. It's like an AC in your room. As long as it's working, no one pays attention. The moment it stops working, the rest we all know, right? So, so thank you so much, all the Tiger team members, and congratulations, Toastmaster Joan, for being the best auxiliary role taker in today's meeting. Moving on, the best evaluator for today's meeting is, by a huge margin, Toastmaster Devayani Nair. Congratulations, Devayani. You killed it. Great job, Devayani. Next, we have the best table topic speaker, and the best table topic speaker, we have a tie. We have a tie, and the tie is between Toastmaster Preeti Jain and Toastmaster Dina McInroy. Congratulations, Toastmaster Dina and Toastmaster Preeti. Congratulations, Dina. Congratulations, Preeti. Great job. Okay, coming back to the best speaker. Okay, this one, any guesses? Any guesses?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
Okay, Dina has already said it's Sanjana. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjana. Sanjana, you can clearly see Dina is really happy, and so are we. Wonderful speech. Thank you. Okay, moving on. The last category is the best role taker, and the best role taker, we again have a tie. This just shows the quality of the meeting. Must have been a hard job for all the people voting. And the tie is between Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chaitanya Prasad, and our general evaluator, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Congratulations. A very well job done, Amit. Being a TTM for this kind of a meeting is very difficult because we have so many guests. It's very easy for me to say, call the guest, but when you have got members raising their hand, it always puts the TTM under a lot of pressure and a dilemma that what should I do? There are people who are volunteering and there are people I need to invite. And you managed it really well. And as I always say, I'm a fan of your demeanor. I always wish that I'm someone like you, have that pleasant face and the pleasant appearance, not the scary one that I carry, right? So thank you so much. And with this, okay, I also got the results for the most enthusiastic speaker and the most enthusiastic participant, and the award goes to, again, any guesses? The most enthusiastic participant.
Dina.
The enthusiastic participant is Toastmaster Dina. Congratulations, Dina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And with this, I adjourn today. And we will be meeting again on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. India time. And see you again for the next meeting. Happy learning. Happy Toastmasters. Thank you. Back to you. Back to no one. Ending the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye. Bye.